Global Dokkan made a little oopsie when the data download hit yesterday because we saw the physical Kid Buu on a banner image and they very quickly removed it. And similar to, I believe it was Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks or AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku, in that style or in that format, when or right before the Super EZA drop for that character, they were also previewed in a very similar image. So it's really all but confirmed that physical Kid Buu will be receiving a Super EZA this celebration. And it's funny because I talked about this, I feel like in a few videos ago, and I feel like this is my opportunity to put this into the air, and to show you what I really want to see for Kid Buu. Rate this out of 10, be completely honest with me. And the angle that I tried to take with trying to design, Kid Buu's EZA here is really focusing on what he already does and what his implications are for his kit. This character is a very good support when his HP is high and not so great of a support when his HP is low. So what I decided to do was to play off of that and make it so that Kid Buu himself, the character Kid Buu himself, is good when the character is above a certain amount of HP, because the support is very, very good. But when the HP drops, Kid Buu becomes much more of a demon, and the support, at least the stat support, doesn't hit the same. But I'm going to be completely honest with you. I made this Kid Buu because this Kid Buu is essentially a support, right? In almost every sense of the word. It's all he is meant to be. So while I did give him some personal stats, there is a lot of all allies this and all allies that in the passive that I created for him. I wanted him to be a very good support for the Majin Buu Saga team and any extreme team that you really want to run him on, or just make him that much better of a showcase character. But we'll see. Let me know what you think. Let's hop into the passive here. So obviously super attack and leader skill don't change, but this is what I went for the passive. Okay, so 2 ki, 200% 2 defense, and recovers 5% HP at the start of turn. So he heals already, defense this much because again this character, and there's a lot of attack in his passive, so you'll see that, but he is more of a support character, and what do support characters need? Defense. Cool, let's move on. All allies ki +3 and reduce damage received from normal attacks minus 10%. So he gives all allies damage reduction, but not just pure damage reduction. That'd be a little bit too strong. Not just pure damage reduction. It is just damage reduction only from normal attacks. So making the entire team tank that much better. And the key part of the support here turns into 3 ki for all allies, that no matter what HP threshold you are at. 3 ki for all allies no matter what. Very good so far. Attack and defense plus 50% when performing a super attack, so extra defense and attack there for Buu. Ki +2, attack plus 150% and recovers an additional 5% HP, and all allies attack and defense plus 50% when HP is 70% or above. So again, when you're above 70%, which was 80% before, when you're above 70% HP, this Kid Buu is going to get a lot of attack, extra ki, extra HP healing, so 10% in total, and giving all allies this, which he also applies to himself. So keep this in mind. He's getting 50% attack here, and 150% to attack here, and 50% attack when performing a super. So he's definitely going to be hitting pretty hard. He's not, he's not going to be having like these slow 2-3 mil attack stats we're talking about here, all right? Keep that in mind. And his defense is going to be pretty high because he's getting 50% on super, 200% here, and an extra 50% here. And 10% healing and 10% damage reduction from normal attack. So honestly, everything above 70% HP, if you're above 70% HP, this is basically what the kit looks like, which is a massive, massive upgrade in terms of, I would say, support, because it's extra ki. It is general normal attack damage reduction for the entire team. He has a lot of defense, a lot of HP healing. Overall, just pretty good, right? This rest of the kit here is when you're falling below a certain amount of HP, it's going to make sure that you just can't die. So this, which is basically what the Buu team is. He gets ki +4, defense plus 150%,
recovers an additional 10% HP in all allies attacking defense plus 30% when HP is 69% or below. So if you enter the turn, forget all the healing for a second. The way this works is if you enter the turn below 69% HP, forget how much you heal. If you enter the turn at this number or lower, this is going to proc and not the extra stuff. So you're going to get an extra 150%, 350% of defense for this Buu. That's very high. 10% HP, which means you're at 15% HP healing. And all allies get this. So Buu is going to be at 150, 200, and 30% to defense here. A defensive support is exactly what we need. Guards all attacks for 3 turns when facing a superclass enemy, when facing a Majin Buu Saga category enemy, or when HP is 59% or below. So if you enter the turn under 59% HP, you get all of this. He is guarding, 150% to defense, 4 key, 15% total HP healing, and then we do have, of course, the support there. And there's multiple ways of getting the guard here. Multiple ways. Either you enter the turn fairly weak, you enter the turn facing a specific enemy, or you enter a turn facing a superclass enemy, and it's for 3 turns. So let's say, for example, let's say like there's a legend, like a legendary event where the first phase is a Goku character, but the next few phases like a Frieza, right? I don't know why that would be, but let's just say, for example, if you're in a legendary event where the first fight is Goku, he's a superclass enemy, that means you're guarding for 3 turns. So if you kill that enemy turn 1, and the next event or next stage of that fight is like a Frieza enemy, even though Frieza isn't superclass, even though you may be above this, and he's not a Majin Buu Saga category enemy, you're still going to be guarding for 2 more turns, right? So I wanted to make sure that the guard at least lasts for a little bit here. And of course, it's not limited, so you can, as long as every 3 turns you're getting one of these, you're going to basically be guarding for Buu. And it is a little bit hard to get this, especially for difficult content, but that's why I made it 3 turns. All allies' chance of performing a critical hit plus 30%, and reduce damage received from normal attacks by an additional 10% when HP is 49% or below. So if you enter the turn at 49% HP or below, you are literally getting all of this. So the stats here may be a little bit lower, but again, I wanted Buu to be a support. And I wanted Buu to be a low HP demon, meaning if you are low on HP, Buu becomes a menace, not only for himself, but for the entire team. So now Buu has 20% damage reduction against normal attacks. Buu would be guarding. Buu is giving himself and every ally 30% to crit chance, as well as 30% to attack and defense, while he himself has a lot of defense already. This is, again, a very strong character, but we're not done. Recovers 30% HP for 1 turn. Foresees enemy super attacks, and all allies reduce damage received by 10%, which is just general. It's not even normal attacks. For 3 turns when HP is 39% or below once only. So it is, again, a once only buff. If you do enter the turn under 39% HP, you will have this entire thing active, where all allies, including Kid Buu, will have 30% damage reduction against normal attacks, 10% against super attacks. You will be able to foresee enemy super attacks. You will be able to heal a total of 15% to HP. You are going to be giving all allies that damage reduction as well. Crit chance for yourself and all allies. The extra stats for it's a lot going on here. But again, this, if you're above 70% HP, Kid Buu is good for all allies because of damage reduction and support, but also for himself. But if you enter the turn under any of these thresholds, Kid Buu just becomes that much better for the entire team. And there's a lot of hard hitters. There's a lot of very strong characters on the extreme class side of the Majin Buu Saga team. So you give any ally, dude, 20% damage reduction against normal attacks while increasing their crit chance when these characters are doing 3-4 super attacks per turn, while also having the 15% HP healing going on, and being able to foresee enemy super attack, which is not hard to see. I know there's a 3 there, but this does not say 30%. This is 39%. A lot of players will not see a 30% HP or 30% HP effect go off because it's 30 and not 31, 32, 33. It's 39. It's basically 40%. You're a little bit below 40 and you got this. And it's once only, which is why the HP recovery is so insane here. We're trying to make sure that you do not die. So if you're healing all these attacks off with the extreme Blue Saga team, but you're still taking so much damage, for one turn only, you'll be able to recover a lot of HP, which will bring you back into the game. And again, when you enter the turn, after all of this goes off, you enter the turn, again, above 70% HP because you're healing so freaking damn much. Remember that this is still a very solid foundation for Buu to be sitting at. Again, we are at 250% defense, with 50% defense on super attack, which of course is just a natural higher buff, giving himself ki, which is 5 ki in total, all allies at ki, recovering 10% HP at the start of the turn, while giving himself a lot of attack as well. So let me know what you think. I think that this is a pretty good design. I wouldn't say it's the best design ever. I mean, I just really wanted to play into the fact of Kid Buu being this character who can support, but gets additional buffs when your HP is below. And since he's a support character, sure, the stats might get a little bit lower, but I wanted him to be a low HP demon. I want him to be good, above a certain amount of HP, but I wanted him to be a demon supporting, or whatever the case is, when you get a little bit below HP. So let me know what you think. Hopefully you enjoyed. And I actually do believe that if this number here was, let's say this was 50% again, it would have been a little bit too strong. Because at that point, I might as well just do all allies ki plus 3 and attack and defense 50%, right? Because of the crit chance, because of the damage reduction, I feel like lowering this is fine. I could have even done 20%, to be honest, because there's just so much going on here. But yeah, let me know what you think. Again, hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Take care and peace.